32 pilots, $8 million worth of gliders, one battle against the elements. Join me on my epic adventure at the World Gliding Championships in Texas, where I experienced thrilling and emotional moments on my journey to the world title.
We made it! Yes!
Hey guys, day 2 already at the World Gliding Championships here in Wolli, Texas. Yesterday went really well at the end. I placed 4th. I only have lost about 20 points to position 1, so that is really a perfect start into such a World Championship. Today we're not sure if we get blue thermals, but as you can see, we have some queues in about 2,000 meters, nearly 2,000 meters already. It is a 4-hour assigned area task, as you can see here.
The assigned area task is all about achieving the highest average speed. Unlike a traditional racing task with fixed turn points, an AAT gives pilots large sectors or areas to navigate through within a set minimum time. For example, 4 hours like today. Here's the key. If you finish earlier than the minimum time, your average speed is still calculated using that minimum time. So any extra speed gained by finishing early doesn't boost your score. It actually puts you at a disadvantage.
So what is our criticism on the task today? As you can see, I insert here McCready 5.0 so that we have the maximum distance, and we need to fly the complete task, and then we only have 155 kph on average. At the practice day we flew an average speed of 166 kilometers an hour. To fly to the first turn point to the max, to the second to the max, and then perhaps we have some possibilities to adjust the last point to our needs. But usually at an assigned area task you want to say where you want to turn on your own, and not the competition director should say what you need to do.
Attention pilots, upgrade your flying experience with the new SteeFly app. Trade in your SteeFly Open Vario now and save up to 30%. Best part, the upgrade is completely plug and play, hassle-free installation. This exclusive offer is only available until November 24th. Click the link in the video description to learn more and to secure your upgrade today. Fly smarter with SteeFly.
Usually we would prefer to have just one cylinder bigger, with a bigger radius. Yeah, that's what Simon just said. We need to fly to the first sector to the max, but of course we also would like to be free into selecting where we can turn today. Let's talk a little bit about the tactics. Today I really hope that we have a better flow, better lines, and perhaps we will be able to fly a little bit more together than yesterday. So fingers crossed for today.
We choose our departure time in the front third of the field once again, confident in doing our own thing. Fully motivated, we set off, but very early on, Simon and I took different paths. Shortly after, Simon and Shark, who were behind me, found a strong thermal. Mentally, this situation is super challenging, making what feels like a big mistake right at the start and being on my own. But there's no time to dwell on it. You have to stay optimistic and remind yourself that nearly 4 hours of task time lie ahead. By reducing my cruising speed to increase my glide radius, and after a few attempts I finally managed to catch up with the other two. Now Simon and I decided to stick to our plan, to fly the first turn point as far out as possible, despite the blue thermals ahead. Almost the entire field stayed further south, where there were still some clouds. A big mistake, as it turned out later. On WeGlide you can clearly trace the different flight paths with the current satellite images. The majority of pilots didn't fly the first sector as far. Unfortunately, I only took a few photos that day, but they beautifully show the weather. From sparse cumulus clouds to isolated showers and cirrus cloud cover at the last turn point and on our final glide. We experienced it all. I'm very pleased to have achieved my first daily victory at this World Gliding Championship. It especially worked in my favor that about 3/4 of the field arrived under the minimum time. Day 3 brought yet another mental challenge. We faced a 3:45-hour assigned area task, but with a late start at 3:45 p.m. The forecast called for blue thermals, making it a tricky day to plan. Simon and I were the only ones daring enough to push further south into the sector. However, we didn't fully consider the late time of day.
This year is one of the key points of the competition. Up to now, I don't know how it will be, if I will make it to the finish line or finish cylinder or not. It heavily depends on the line which I choose now. Super. This is really unbelievable. Simon found here another farmer. Ich will trotzdem noch ein paar Kreise machen, wenn wir noch steigen.
It's 7:30 p.m., about an hour after the forecasted end of thermos. The sun is just 30 minutes from setting and time is running out. But Simon has found a small patch of lift, just enough to give us hope for the final. Some more meters are needed to begin our glide home. Outside, the fading light bathes the landscape in golden hues. Shadows stretch long across the ground, a reminder of how little time remains. Yet the mood shifts. We have what we need. The final glide is within reach. Relief mingles with exhilaration as we begin the descent. Every second more surreal than the last.
Du bist eine geile Sau, Mann.
We've almost made it. The air feels calm now, like the world is holding its breath with us.
Bravo Fox on right downwind, taxiway 15.
Going to traffic glider 3 is on a right and downwind for taxiway 15.
Don't ask me how I charged the batteries of my Ace 33ME. It was the pure American way, since the organizers couldn't provide power for my glider, but I have better ideas for the future. I'd really appreciate it if you could like the video and subscribe to my channel. The production effort for a video like this is incredible time consuming. Plus, you won't want to miss the epic final glide on the next competition day of the World Gliding Championship in Wolli. Cheers, guys.